Good morning, students. In today's class, that is chapter 14, India Location, Geological Structure and Physiography, we are going to study about the peninsular plateaus. So, please take your textbook and open the page number 108. Let's continue. We are in the third point, that is peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau. Now, this is the oldest region of India. This region appears in an inverted triangle. Just underline that. This region appears as an inverted triangle in the triangle shape. You know now which is the peninsular plateau. The other day also I showed you, and you have seen it, which is surrounded by the oceans, by different seas, water. Now, its average height is about 600 to 900 meters. Its northern part slopes towards northeast, which is evident from the flow of Chambal, Son and Damodar rivers. Students, just underline that. Chambal, Son and Damodar rivers. The southern part slopes towards southeast. Most of its area is in south. Hence it is called southern plateau. See student, why is it called as a southern plateau? Because most of the part, most of the area comes into which area? Into the south. It comes into south and therefore it is called as the southern plateau. As it is surrounded by sea on the three sides, it is called peninsular plateau. You have seen it, we have already studied which is the peninsular plateau. Now, over here look. This is the peninsular plateau, which is surrounded by water, and most of the part falls into the southern. Okay, therefore it is known as the southern plateau. Okay, therefore it is known as also, that is why it is called as the southern plateau, because it is most of the area is in south. Most of the area which is covered by water is in south. Okay, now this southern plateaus which we saw, they can be divided into this peninsular plateau which we saw, can be divided into two parts, and which are there? Malwa plateau and Deccan plateau. Malwa plateau and Deccan plateau. The other day, while showing you the map, I had already showed it to you and I told you, just have a look at it, because we are going to study. I'll show it to you later on again. Just now be with me and let's see Malwa plateau. Now, what is this about Malwa plateau? Aravalli range is situated to the northwest part of Malwa plateau. Underline Aravalli range as well as northwest part. So, Aravalli range is situated to the northwest part of Malwa plateau. Aravalli is one of the oldest ranges in the world. Make a bracket. Aravalli is one of the oldest ranges in the world. It is a folded mountain. Mount Abu is the famous hill station on this range. So Mount Abu falls onto which? Into Malwa plateau, but Aravalli ranges. Okay, and it is one of the oldest mountain, oldest range in the world. It is a folded mountain. It is very beautiful and pleasant. Guru Shikhar is its highest peak and it is 1722 meters high. I want you to underline this. Make a bracket to this sentence, underline the word Guru Shikhar as well as 1722 meters high. So how much is the height of the Guru Shikhar? 1722 meters high. We are talking about the Malwa plateau, Aravalli ranges. Into that we are talking about now Mount Abu, which is the famous hill station, and Guru Shikhar is the highest peak. To the south of this region, the rivers Chambal and Betwa, emerging from Vindhyachal, flow northwards and meet river Yamuna. Once again make a bracket. From the region, the rivers Chambal and Betwa, underline, and then where do they meet, students? They meet in the river Yamuna, while river Son flows northwards and meets river Ganga. It can be known from the direction of river flow that the region slopes northwards. The northeastern part of this central upland is known as Budelkhand. Underline the students. Now, Look here. It can be known from the direction of the river flow that the region slopes northwards. I will show the picture. They flow towards the northwards. Peninsular rivers, they flow towards the northwards. And now, what is that? What is it said that? It can be known from the direction of the river flow that the region slopes northwards. Northeastern part is the central upland, which is known as the Bundelkhand. Underline that. Besides this, rivers Luni and Banas also originate in the Aravalli range in northeast. So, besides Chambal and Betwa, which is the other river, students, besides Chambal, Betwa, Son, there is also another one, that is Luni and Banas, which originate in the Aravalli ranges in northeast. These rivers vanish in the run of Kutch, while Sabarmati and Mahi rivers meet the Gulf of Khambat. Now, students, where is this Gulf of Khambat and all? This is in Sabarmati river and all. We are talking right now about the Gujarat. Now, these rivers vanish in the run of Kutch and meet in the Gulf of Khambat. From the flow of these rivers, it can be ascertained that the western part of Malwa Plateau slopes towards the southwest. Rajmahal Hills and Shillong Plateau are a part of Chota Nagpur Plateau, which also includes Ranchi Plateau. So students, what? Make a bracket. Rajmahal Hill, underline, and Shillong Plateau are part of Chota Nagpur Plateau, which also includes Ranchi Plateau. Look at this now, students. The other day I showed you and I told you to have a look at this. Now this is the Peninsular Plateau which we are talking about. You see Guru Shikhar over here and Mount Abu's highest peak, 1722 meters. Okay, the height of it is mentioned over here, Guru Shikhar. Then we saw about the river Chambal and Betwa, river which are emerging from Vindhyachal ranges, and they are flowing towards north. Then students, I also told you they flow towards the northwards and meet river Yamuna. And then this is river Son. This also flows towards the northwards and goes and meets in the river Ganga. Okay. Then it can be known from the direction of the river flow that the region slopes to the northwards. And then we also saw which is the upload part is called as the Bundelkhand over here. Okay. I told you that it flows towards the northeast. And then that the northeast part which is known as the Bundelkhand over here. Then have a look at these, students. We saw about the river Luni and Banas. Okay, this region over here, which are also emerging from Aravalli ranges. Sabarmati river over here. Gulf of Khambat, which I told you, and this run of Kutch. Okay, have a look at these, students. Then I told you also Rajmahal Hills, okay, and the Shillong Plateau. Rajmahal Hills and the Shillong Plateau, which are also part of Chota Nagpur Plateau. So over here Chota Nagpur, can you see this Chota Nagpur? So this is the Rajmahal Hill. Now you know it is towards the northeast, okay. Now which also includes in Ranchi Plateau. Which also, this you see Jharkhand over here and all. So students, these are also included in the Ranchi Plateau. So you got the idea. This is all about which we saw it right now in the Malwa Plateau. Now, let's study about Deccan Plateau. We already studied about the Malwa Plateau. You got the clear idea about rivers flowing towards the northwards. Which are the rivers names, students, we saw here? Remember the names of the rivers? So far we saw the rivers Chamba, Betwa, Son, as well as we saw Sabarmati river. Students, you will have to remember these rivers as well as the regions. Do not forget the highest peak, that is the Guru Shikhar. Now, let's see about Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is situated to the south of Satpura, Mahadev and Mahakai ranges, which are located to the south of Malwa Plateau. Which are located to the south of Malwa Plateau. Please make a bracket. Underline Satpura, Mahadev and Mahakai ranges. Where are they located, students? To the south of Malwa Plateau. The northwestern parts of the plateau are composed of lava deposits. On the western side, its border is demarcated by Western Ghats. Western Ghats which runs north-south along the Arabian Sea coast. I will show it to you just now. The other day I had showed you. Okay. Students, what? There, Western Ghats towards the Maharashtra. Okay. And then, what is given over there? They are towards the Arabian Ocean. It has several local names. It is known Sahyadri in Maharashtra and Karnataka, Nilgiri in Tamil Nadu, Annamalai and Cardamom ranges along the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So students, what we say Sahyadri in Maharashtra and Karnataka is called Nilgiri in Tamil Nadu and Annamalai and Cardamom ranges in the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The southern portion of Western Ghats is more lofty. How is it, students? It is more lofty. And which mountain, which ranges we are seeing over here? We are talking about the Sahyadri. Okay. Now, Western Ghats. Come down. Generally, the average height of Deccan Plateau ranges between 900 to 1000 meters. But at a few places it exceeds that height. Few isolated hills having more than 900 meters of height from the eastern boundary of this plateau. This is called Eastern Ghats. You will have to make a bracket over here, students. Okay. Now, which are known as the Eastern Ghats, students? The few isolated hills which are having the height from more than 900 meters and eastern boundary, they are called as the Eastern Ghats. It has the general slopes towards southeast, which is evident from the direction of the flow of the rivers. Except rivers Narmada and Tapi, underline, except river Narmada and Tapi. Students, you know where this Narmada and Tapi river flow from where to where. I'll just now show it to you. And then, most of the rivers of Deccan Plateau flow towards eastwards and meet the Bay of Bengal. Now, where is Arabian Ocean? You know where there is Bay of Bengal? The other side. So, I'll show it to you just now. We studied that Deccan Plateau is situated to the Mahadev, Satpura and Mahakai ranges to the south of Malwa Plateau. Okay. Then, students, you also see over there Western Ghats, this west coast plain. Okay. See, look here, Nilgiri Hills. Okay, which has the different name in different places. In Maharashtra and Karnataka, what is it called? As the Sahyadri mountain. Annamal Hills and the Cardamom Hills, they are known as the in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. See the Malabar coast over here, Deccan Plateau, Malabar coast. This is the Arabian Ocean. Some of the rivers that is we saw about. Which rivers we saw about, students? Tapi, Narmada. Where do they flow, students? They come to Bay of Bengal. Just now wait. Have a look at this, students. See this Satpura ranges. Okay. Narmada river, Narmada. Look here from where to where. Okay. It flows. And then, student, we are also given about the Tapi and Narmada. Students, in the map, you have to learn the maps because sometimes they ask you for 1 mark. Show from where to where Tapi or Narmada originates. Or show river Narmada in the map. So you should be able to locate where it is. See, students, which is distributed in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. River Narmada, which is distributed. And students, where do they flow? They, after flowing from western side, they go towards the Bay of Bengal. Students, sorry, over here I said that except river Narmada and Tapi, except Narmada and Tapi, which flow towards the westwards. Okay? Narmada and Tapi flow towards the westwards. I am correcting myself. Most of the rivers of the Deccan Plateau, otherwise they flow towards the eastwards and meet in the Bay of Bengal. I made a mistake, I am correcting myself, except Narmada and Tapi. Okay, now come to the coastal plains. Come to the next page. Turn the page, come to the next page. Coastal plains along the sea coast. Now, Peninsular Plateau is surrounded by a narrow belt of plains from Kutch to Odisha. It is divided into western and eastern coastal plains. Students, make a bracket. It is divided into Peninsular Plateau, which is surrounded by a belt of plains from Kutch and Odisha, and it is divided into western and eastern coastal plains. The west coast plain is spread from Gujarat to Kerala. Students, it is spreaded from Gujarat to Kerala. Then it's spread from Gujarat to Kerala, except in Gujarat the plain is mostly narrow. Except in Gujarat. In Gujarat it is not narrow. Otherwise mostly it is narrow. It is very much undulating and is known as the Malabar coast to the south of Goa. In the south of Goa, that coast is known as the Malabar coast. West coast rivers have developed creeks at their estuaries. Most of these creeks are submerged valleys under river water. These are formed due to the emergence of sea shore. It provides favorably conditions for fishery. It provides mostly conditions for fishery. It helps the fishermen to go for fishing to that area, and therefore people who are towards the coastal area, they get a lot of fish. There are many natural ports on western coast, which includes Mumbai and Marmagaon. Underline that. Mumbai and Marmagaon, there are many coastal ports. Backwaters have developed along the south of coast of Kerala, and these are known as kayal in local language. Students, in the exam you could be asked for 1 mark. What is kayal? Okay? Now, where the backwaters have developed along the southern coast of Kerala is known as kayal. Okay? Actually, it is that what? We are talking about the natural ports on the western coast. So students, what is kayal? Kayal is a name, or it is a local name for backwaters formed along the southern coast of Kerala. Kayal is a name in the local language. Then, East Coast Plain is much broader than the West Coast Plain. There is a substantial alluvial deposition in the deltas of Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari and Mahanadi. Remember the names of these rivers? Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari and Mahanadi. Now, its northern coast is known as North Sircar coast, and the Tamil Nadu coast is known as Coromandel coast, which I already showed it to you. Okay. Now, before we could go to archipelagos, I just want to once again tell you about the coastal plains. Look here, students. This is the Arabian Sea over here, Marmagaon, Mumbai. This is the plain we are talking about. Okay. And so here you see the Malabar coast till here you can see. Okay. And then you have the Coromandel coast over here. Look at this. What is kayal? It is a local name given for the backwaters. Students, now see about the archipelagos. There are few archipelagos in India. Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep are major archipelagos among them. What is archipelagos? I have told you, the small islands. Okay. Now, there are many smaller islands in Lakshadweep, and these are located at some distance of Kerala coast. These islands have a horseshoe shape. Such coral islands are called atolls. The islands which have the horseshoe shape, they are called as atoll. In one word, one sentence answer, you saw first about the kayal, where the backwater has been formed. Over here, what is the meaning of atolls? The horseshoe shaped islands are known as the atolls. Andaman Nicobar Islands are situated in the Bay of Bengal. Andaman and Nicobar are situated in the Bay of Bengal. Here, the number of islands is also more, and 3 are situated very far from Indian coast. There are few mountain ranges, some of which are formed due to the volcanic activity. Now, mountain ranges, we have seen that some of them are formed due to the volcanic activity. These islands are spread over 350 kilometers and have a strategic importance. It has a strategic importance. Now, students like to know what is given in the highlighted box. The only active volcano in India is Barren Islands in Andaman Nicobar Archipelago. Narkon Dam, which is very near to it is a dormant volcano. This is just for you to know. Then come down. Thus, there is a diversity in the physical features of India. Every region has its own distinct characteristics, and yet all regions are interconnected. All of them have important contribution in the progress of the nation and are useful in the forest resources. Northern fertile plains are also called storehouse of grains. Students, make a bracket. Northern fertile plains, which are also known as storehouse of grain. Underline the storehouse of grain. Southern plateau is rich in many mineral resources, which has enhanced the national progress. Many rivers with large volume of water originate in the northern mountainous region, which is also known for a variety of forest resources. Students, look here. We are saying about the archipelagos. We saw there are many smaller islands, Andaman Nicobar Islands, also Lakshadweep. Some islands which have the horseshoe shape are called as the atolls. Archipelagos means small islands. Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep, they have horseshoe shape, okay, which are known as the atolls. Then we saw that Andaman Nicobar Island, which are situated in the Bay of Bengal, there are number of islands, also more than there are more, and they are situated very far from the Indian coast. Okay. Then we saw about that there is a diversity of the physical features of India. Northern fertile plains are called as what, students? They are called as the grains. They are called as the storehouse of grains. And then southern plateau is rich in many mineral resources, which has enhanced the national progress. Students, I am going to stop the class over here. Tomorrow we shall study about the rocks, the types of rocks, also the types of soil. Whatever homework the other day I had already sent you the questions, and whatever homework I send you, please do it. Have a good day. I am going to stop the class over here.